Welcome, Jocelyn Interview Friday fans. My name is Jack Newby. I'm the Executive Director here at the Jocelyn Center. We'll be having a great interview in a few minutes with some information that's really important for a lot of seniors and older adults in our community. So before we get to that, just want to let you know and remind you of some of the things that we do here. Every day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. is our Go for Life exercise program with Jose as the instructor, and that's free. So be sure you show up for that class. It's a very fun class. People enjoy it a lot, and Jose is a great instructor. Also coming up next week is our Brain Boot Camp, and that's July 13th, and then the following week, the 20th. It's 2 sessions. And Brain Boot Camp really helps you learn how to improve your memory, great techniques for remembering names and faces, and also for remembering lists, and also learning about how your lifestyle, your eating habits, your diet, all of those things affect your brain health. And so we want you all to remain healthy. This is done by the UCLA Longevity Center. So we're the only senior center in the Coachella Valley that offers that class. So we certainly invite you to find out more about it. Also coming up is our Aging Mastery program. We have that in July and also in August. So either one of those programs, Brain Boot Camp or Aging Mastery, you can contact our Wellness Center at 760-340-3220 and ask for Jose at extension 117. We just started our Senior Farmers Market, and that will be, so every Friday you can come to the Jocelyn Center, whether for Penny's Pantry or for our Senior Farmers Market, and check our calendar at jocelyncenter.org for more information. It's a great new program. We had about 50 people there this morning, so that was the first day, so get there early. So without further ado, as they say, I want to introduce Shannon Shea, and Shannon is from a nonprofit organization called Elder Love, and she's going to tell us a little bit about that. It's a great program and great services offered to our community. Welcome, Shannon. How are you this morning?
Hey, Jack, I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Our viewers like to know a little bit about who we're talking to.
Sure. I'm still a student, even though I'm now 50 years old. I'll be 51 next month. I believe I told you yesterday that I discovered what I wanted to be when I grew up when I was 43. And so I transitioned to more focusing on older adults. I got my bachelor's and my master's in gerontological social work, and now I'm getting my PhD just in gerontology, which is the study of aging in general. So I'm a pro advocate for seniors, and I believe, as we discussed, how I started Elder Love was all kind of based on that pursuit.
Well, tell us a little bit about Elder Love and what it is and what it does for people.
So Elder Love USA is a nonprofit 501c3 corporation based in Palm Desert. We serve all of Riverside County and all of San Bernardino County, but most of our clients are in the Coachella Valley. And we provide all the same home care type of duties as Home Instead, Right at Home, and Visiting Angels, such as bathing, cleaning, shopping, cooking, dressing, medication management, pet care. But we are, as a nonprofit, we have a lower hourly rate and just a 2-hour minimum rate. So it's really, really needed. And I'm so grateful that I was able to create it.
So tell us a little bit how this works, because as you mentioned, there are other similar organizations in town, and how are you able to offer it at lower rates and lower minimums?
So because I structured it as a nonprofit corporation rather than a for-profit corporation, which is what the rest of them are, I'm able to access resources through grants, fundraising events, golf tournaments, different galas, just donations. We have a thrift store on Highway 111 next to Olive Garden that also helps fund our mission. So because we're able to get these other monies from other sources, our client doesn't have to bear the full brunt of paying for care. Care is extremely expensive. Just the industry in itself, you have to hire people, you have to train people, they are employees, the workers' comp is very expensive. It's expensive to send somebody to someone's home, which is why these for-profit organizations are charging $28, $35, $45 an hour with 4-hour minimums, is because it's very expensive to operate. The other thing that's different about us is we do not base our rate of care on needs. So if you call some other organizations, if you need help with medication, it's an extra this. If you need help with bathing, it's extra. If you have dementia or other cognitive issues, it's extra. We do not base any of our rates are flat, and they're based more on needs, such as, do you live alone? Do you use mobility equipment? Do you have other family or friends that can help you? Our rate is more based on those needs, not the physical needs of the person.
So you're definitely right. There is a great need for these services out in the community, and there are a lot of people that need the service and can't afford it. So it's really something that I think is people are going to be very interested in. How do you hire your caregivers? Are they trained? What can people expect when they hire someone from Elder Love?
Yes, I pride myself on being like an adopt a granddaughter program. Not to say that all of our caregivers are female. We do have some male caregivers, but we are a family, and so I tend to hire people that have a heart. A lot of them are already pre-trained through being a CNA or working in the medical field already, or having come out of college with a nursing degree or something like that. But also we have caregivers that are just really loving people, because most of what we do and everything we do is non-medical. So we don't do any kind of injections or anything that has to do with medical things. So mostly what we do is a lot of housekeeping, a lot of just general helping around the house, get that down, change the light bulb, that kind of thing, cleaning. And then the other half is, helping with dressing, bathing, diaper changing. So it doesn't really require a high level of skill, although we do put them through some trainings, and that includes now COVID requirements and prevention techniques, proper hand washing, how to transfer someone, how to change someone's diaper, how to give a bad bath, that kind of thing. So everyone is trained, but they're not necessarily degreed, I guess you could say.
So are your caregivers able to take people out for socialization to a place such as the Jocelyn Center?
Absolutely. Yes. And we encourage that. So if we use the client's car, it's just this flat hourly rate. There's no extra. If they don't have a car anymore, we got to use the caregiver's car, then there is that. I think it just changed, but it was 58 cents a mile for mileage, but then the flat rate. So we don't charge extra outside of the mileage, because the caregiver's using their gas, and we all know gas prices now are over $6 a gallon. So but yeah, we love to take people out. We take people to church, we take people to the doctor, we take people to visit other family and friends. We would love to take them to the Jocelyn Center. We love to do that stuff.
Okay, that's a real important thing, because one of the things that people need most as they grow older is that socialization, and the lack of socialization can lead to all sorts of health problems and other things. Do your caregivers also, I know sometimes caregivers will provide that socialization, play games or that sort of thing. They do that as well?
Absolutely. That's one of their favorite things to do. I mean, obviously, out of the list of things that they do, that is probably their most fun thing to do. We have a lot of puzzles, a lot of word search together, we actually have clients where they watch TV together, or they watch a favorite movie together and discuss it. They really become part of the family, and it's not a changing of the guard every other time. Like, you get your one caregiver And if you get on well, then that's great. If there's some kind of personality conflict, you just let us know and we bring someone else in for you. But these people literally become part of the family. I can't even tell you, they're going on their days off, which I don't like, but they're bringing them food. They're bringing, it's their adoptive grandmother too, so they're very loving people, and I'm so blessed to have them.
So how would people get in touch with you to find out more about your services?
Sure. So they can go on our website if they have internet access. It's elderloveusa.org, or they can give Pamela Scannell a call. She's our program director. She does all the hiring, training, client caregiving coordination. And her phone number is area 888-336-8322.
Now, you mentioned you're a nonprofit and you have a thrift store. Tell us a little bit more about that thrift store and what you do.
Yes, we're very excited about it. It was something I never intended to do or wanted to do, but I got my foot in it because of COVID. I had to cancel 5 golf tournaments and 2 dinner fundraisers because there was no more in-person anything. And so when things started to get a little bit better, we started gathering items. People always wanted to give us stuff anyway. I can't tell you how many people just wanted, well, can you use it? My husband doesn't need this anymore, this wheelchair, or this hospital bed. So it kind of was a natural fit. We ended up opening a 5,500 square foot, beautifully renovated thrift store. We call it the Elder Love Thrift and Boutique because there's lots of new items and then there's pre-loved items. And on Fridays, which of course is today, we have spin the wheel for your discount. So you could get up to 50% off everything that you buy on a Friday. And then from 3 to 5, we have free champagne. I was telling you yesterday, all of my staff had to go through bartending school just to be able to do that legally. They were not excited, but they're all legal now. And right now for the month of July, we have 40% off all clothes for the entire month. So we've been selling a lot of clothes this month so far, but we get so many donations. We were getting storage units to try to, and our store is so huge already. We still needed storage units to carry all the stuff. Just a lot of support from the community because it's definitely a unique nonprofit. It's not a common nonprofit. So, and they know they're helping seniors right here in the Coachella Valley. It's really a feel-good store and mission.
So you talked about fundraisers. Do you have any of those on tap?
Well, I do now. After our call yesterday, I put my program director on scheduling a golf tournament. So, and we do want to come and visit you and see what we can host there. I mentioned the mystery dinner theater event. That looks like it's a lot of fun, and it could be a way to get out and have a good time and get involved socially, because it's not like you're just watching a play. You're actually a participant in the show, and it's really interactive and fun.
So in studying gerontology, did you ever think you'd have to write grants? Was that part of your education?
Well, I actually went to UCR and got a degree in nonprofit management, and okay. Grant writing was part of that. And yes, I am basically the grant writer for the organization. It's something that I'd like to pass the baton to. It's a very time consuming process, especially some of the larger grants. But we just submitted for the Bighorn Cares grant. We just submitted for the San Manuel Casino grant. So we're hoping that we start seeing some fruits of those labors. And I did a $100,000 ask to the AARP Foundation, who wants to help scale nonprofits on a national level. And this would be I believe, a perfect thing to scale, because this is needed everywhere, not just in the Coachella Valley. So we'll see, fingers crossed. And I'm submitting a proposal to speak at the American Society on Aging Conference in March in Atlanta about late life depression and how positive affirmations may help that. Non-medical intervention, that's really my favorite way to help people, is without drugs and pills and things like that.
Well, I can identify with you on the grant scene. You know,
I
what I
bet.
tell people that write grants is, you know, you have to learn how to accept rejection and not take it personally.
Right, right. I've had a pretty good track record, but I think it's only because I'm going after smaller grants at this point, like 5,000 and less. So there's not that much rejection. I did hear someone say at one of the grant meetings that they have 2 grant writers themselves and copy and paste, which I thought was hilarious because I finally learned as a grant writer, I have to keep like a Word document of all the things I've written because, you know, to explain your mission, your program over and over and over again from scratch, I realized, why am I doing this from nothing over and over again? So learning the cut and paste from, you know, because it's always the same. My program's the same, the board is the same, you know, so that has really helped streamline it much more. But if there's any grant writers out there that want to help, I mean, that'd be great. Even finding the grants, that's difficult also.
That also is difficult, yes. Yeah. Again, tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you.
So go to the website, which is elderloveusa.org, or you can give us a call at 888-336-8322.
Well, Shannon, I want to thank you for telling us about Elder Love. I think that, like I said before, I think this is a program that's urgently needed in the community, especially now with, you know, the rising costs for everything. People, especially older adults, as they get older, in their late years, many have outlived their retirement savings, and that's the time when they most need the help. So thank you for what you do, and we hope to bring you for a tour here at the Jocelyn Center.
I know. Well, and I just want to remind them they don't need to feel bad if they need help and to call us sooner than later, because it's better to just need a little than to need a lot. And most people end up needing this care, and most people end up not having the money to pay for it. This is like standard middle America right here. So they don't need to feel ashamed or bad that they can't spend $40 an hour, 12 days a week, you know. So.
Well, thank you again. And again, we appreciate what you do, and have a great weekend. And
thanks, you too.
We will see you all later. See you all next week for Interview Fridays at the Jocelyn Center. Have a great weekend.